It's still sitting here. It still needs a whole lot of work. Let's get busy. I hope to get a little bit done this week. We're getting into the part now, if things go to plan. We're starting to make it look a little bit better instead of working on all this hidden stuff that actually makes it drive and work better. This is the part, hopefully it's going to get me excited and get me remotivated. First thing we got to do though is put this transmission together. I ain't really looking forward to that, but it's got to be done. But I just got back from Ireland. I got my seal and bushing right here, and I got a starter I'm gonna try. Matter of fact, let's try that right now. Let's put that bell housing back on the motor and see if that starter will fit. All right, let's see if this starter is gonna fit in this hole. The other one, it hit the flywheel. So, oh, look at here. At least it's going in the hole. Let me get my bolts. I ain't sure about these bolts either. I had to buy them. I think they'll work. Starter bolts, they're knurled. It helps line it up. Let's see if this will work. Let me get my impact real quick and run them in. All right, let's see what it does. Oh, it's bottoming out. Let's try this one here. It's sort of tightened up. What we'll probably have to do, put us a couple of washers on these bolts. I think we'll be just fine and dandly. By the way, this starter fits a 96 through like 99 or 2000 K 1500 or C 1500. Probably be the same thing. 350 of course. So if you need a starter for this setup, well, now you know. I really like these two. It's the permanent magnet, which makes the motor smaller, which makes it lighter and gives you more room for headers. Plus it's a gear reduction. I like them. So I guess we got us a starter. That's awesome. Let's get over here and work on this transmission. If you remember last week, I already got my needle bearings installed in the counter shaft there. I'm probably just going to time lapse this. I know how it goes together, but there may be some specifics I got to look up. And well, it makes it hard to edit the video when I start, stop, and try to explain, what I'm doing. So we're just going to time lapse it. I'll be back in a minute or two. We now have a Muncie M20 4-speed for the old Forte. Yes, sir, we sure do. I'm a little concerned, though, because it went together way too easy, I'm telling you. According to MLS, I've either left parts out, which I don't have any laying on the table, so I don't think I did, or I've put it together wrong. Everything shifts and turns like it should, so I don't think that's what it is. Or, first time we put it in that car and head down the road, it's going to explode on us, probably. I'm just telling you. I ain't going to worry about it right now, though, because we got some stuff to do over here. I think what we'll do first, pull this steering back apart. I want to clean that up and paint them pieces that we made. We got to fasten up a brake line with some clamps. And, I need to Loctite all that, and then put this back together and Loctite it. Then, yes, sir, then we can put that motor in. So let me get all this done real quick. Got my parts hanging up over here. I just got done cleaning them with ammonia, waiting on them to dry. Whilst we wait on them to dry, let's get over here and clamp this brake line real quick. La 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 la. Oh me, I tell y'all what I've done with my knee. Ooh-wee, I'm telling you, it's really bad the last few days. All right, I'm gonna put this, I got this little T right here. We're gonna mount her personally, just like that right there. Oh yeah, now, I think I'll put one approximately right here, and I gotta do some bending. I don't want it rubbing nothing. Where did my clamps go? I gotta get back up and get them. Oh my knee, oh my knee. Get that little fella right here. On up in here. Just about like that. Right there. I gotta work just fine and dandily. Then I'm gonna put me one here, about right there. Then I'm gonna put one over here, about right there. Now let me make sure this line ain't rubbing on nothing. I think we'll bring her on down about right there, something like that. I wish I didn't have that big old kick there, but it'll be all right. I think, I see what I should have done. Should have run through this hole right here like I did over here. Too late now, because I ain't taking it apart. Let me bend that down just a little bit. We'll leave it just like that right there. I'm gonna put one underneath here, and gotta make sure this ain't rubbing. And I think it'll be all right there. Yeah, we'll leave that just like it is. All right, let's put one approximately right here on this back brake line. Put another one right back yonder, I reckon. It'll probably be enough. Oh yeah. Right. Ow! Oh man, that hurts so bad. Ooh, whatever these were for, they will be cut off very soon. Man, that hurt my ear really bad. We got a little bit of thinness right here. We might have to patch that eventually. I don't know about right now. Get out of here. All right, I think that'll do it for my brake line clamps. Brake lines are secure. I got my partages painted over here, letting them dry a little bit. Whilst we wait on that, I'm gonna Loctite all this steering stuff. Well, you know how we spot drilled the shaft? Well, I didn't do it on the rack part. So I'm fixing to put me a little punch down in there, make a mark, and then we're gonna pull that off and spot drill a little bit, you know, give that set screw a little place to set in. Once I do that, we'll clean all the threads and we'll Loctite everything. All right, let's give us a little punch mark right here. Like a plow, like a plow. And then we'll turn on around and do the other side. Oh yeah, let me pull that off there and we'll drill it a little bit. Here's that orange Loctite I was telling you about. High strength removable. I'm gonna put a little extra on there because, you know, I'm a little weird about my steering. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, if your brakes go out, you can still steer, not run over people, you know, run it off the road or whatever to avoid killing somebody else. Well, if you lose your steering, you ain't got nothing really. It's gonna go wherever it wants to. Hit somebody head on, kill them, and yeah, I'm very, very picky about my steering. Torque it down, torque it down. That's about 780 foot-pounds right there. Oh yeah. Let me get something to run that Teflon lock nut down. I'm gonna check her with the wrench just to make sure she's good and tight. Oh yeah. All right, I got a few more of them to do, and I'll be back and we'll do something else. All set screws are now Loctited and torqued down to approximately 972 feet-pounds. The Teflon lock nuts, they are tightened down to approximately 784 feet-pounds. I don't think they're gonna come loose. Also, these bolts down in here that hold the rack to the mount, pulled them out, Loctited them. Of course, they're grade 8 bolts. These ones here that hold the mount to the frame, I put Teflon lock nuts on them. They're grade 8. I'm telling you fellas, I'm weird about my steering. I want good steering. I don't want it falling off the car. Anyway, what we're doing now, my parts over there, they dried. So I got them over here, cleaning them up, getting them ready to put on and Loctite them. I'm gonna put this one on first. And dummy me, you know, I waited to clean these out with carb cleaner after I got them painted, and well, it took some of the paint off. I don't care. I'm not repainting them. Let me get this put on firstly, get them 2 bolts Loctited down. I done sprayed them holes out with carb cleaner and blew it out with air. Then we'll get our adjusters and tie rod ends on. We'll put plenty of Loctite on this right here. There's one. Click. Click. All right, I think that'll do it. Let me get my tie rod ends and adjusters on real quick. These ones right here, they're the ones that scare me the most. You see how short they are? You know, they go in the end of this bar here. It won't take much, you know, for them to back out, and well, you won't have no steering. All right, let me get my big old croissants. I want to eat good pipe. Oh yeah. Woo. That's about as tight as I can get them. All right, let me get the other one, get these ends out here on. I'll be right back. Steering is done, almost. I forgot to tell y'all, I found a boot. It's a universal boot from Dorman. I only bought one because I wasn't sure it was going to fit. Well, as you can see, she fits pretty good. It's a little bit long, but it'd be just fine and dandly. So tonight I'm going to order one from this side. We'll take that apart and put it on there when it gets here. Also, I could have, brought it way up here, because it is so long, but I wanted to be able to see this joint, and, because I'm going to expect that every once in a while, make sure it ain't backing out. That way I can see that, if I got the boot where it's at instead of way up here. Anyway, I'm tired. It's late. My knee, I'm going to probably go inside and do surgery on it, amputate it tonight, and then tomorrow we're going to go back out here. Where is it at? That motor, that transmission will be married. They're going in their new home. See y'all tomorrow. Till the next day. Well, it's actually the next night. Yep, it's about 8:30. You can see it's dark outside. I have been kicked back in the recliner all day. My knee, I'm telling y'all, it's pretty bad now. It hurts to even walk on it. Can't hardly bend it. Before, the only time it would really hurt is if I got down on it. Well, now she hurts pretty much all the time. I reckon I'm going to have to go to the doctor. And, he's liable to do surgery. I don't know. We'll just have to see. Anyway, whilst I was kicked back in the recliner, I was watching the old YouTubes, different channels, and I got to thinking about this old car and the next phase that we're fixing to start on, which is dropping her down on the ground. Well, I got a little excited. Yes, sir. So I thought, tell you what, let's go out here and do just a little something to further along, get one step closer to that end goal. So I think what we're going to do tonight is just going to be a short night. We're going to put that motor and that transmission together, get it in here. But before we do that, see this old ugly master cylinder? It's done rusted. I got the clutch master cylinder over here. Well, I bought me some metallic paint today at Walmart's. I'm gonna clean them up and tape them up, and we're gonna paint them. Because that looks terrible against this pretty black and all that. So let me get them painted. And I'll be back and we'll see if we can get the motor in it. Well, I got them painted, and let me tell you, they are silvery. Sure are. I'm going to let them hang till tomorrow at least. I really didn't want to pull that master cylinder loose. I didn't want to have to bleed the brakes again, but I guess we'll have to do that. Clutch is over here. I just got them hanging where we could. Let me tighten these bolts up in the bell housing. And then, I got to shine up the pilot shaft on that. Sure do. Let me do that. Then we'll put these together. Oh, yeah. I'm not real sure that I'm going to leave this boot on. It's why I want one straight, because it's hitting the boot right now. And with it at rest, it's touching the clutch. I can't spin it. You pull it back, and I get a little bit of clearance. I really don't like that, but if I take the boot off, we got a little more give, so I may end up pulling that boot off. I'm not planning on driving in the rain. I'm not going to be four-wheeling with it, so ain't no mud going to get in here, so that boot is probably going to go. That one didn't sound right. All right, let me go over and shine this shaft up real quick. I think that's about all I'm going to be able to do. I ain't going to get it all out. Let me shine this up too. That's where that throw-up bearing slides back and forth. All right, I think that'll do. Let's get them put together. Almost forgot. Let's go ahead and put the spark part on right now, which I don't think it'd be an issue with it in the vehicle, but let's just go ahead and do it right now. I am running lock washers, take up some slack. Those bolts are just a wee bit too long. Oh yeah, she tightened up then. All right, let's get the transmission in this thing. All right, let's get this light little fella up in this motor, I hope. Come on now. Just a little bit more, buddy. Tell you what, I may have to let it down because I can't jiggle it. gonna have to let it down so it don't scoot on me. I really didn't want to have to do this. That means I gotta get on my knees, and it's just not fun to do that right now. Let's see if we can get this thing in here though. Come on now. It's right there at it. Come on. It's possible them washers are hitting. Let me pull the thing back out. Yes, sir. Them lock washers I got on this, they're barely sticking out past that. That's what it is. Let me take them off. Yeah. All right. Let's see if I don't do it. Maybe it'll go in now. Oh yeah. Oh, look at there. She done went in. Oh yeah. Let me get some bolts in it. Oh yeah, there we go. Well, the Artez, they are finally together. Yes, sir. I went ahead and put the dust cover on. Of course, had to take the starter back off to get that on. That's just normal procedure here at Backyard Butchery MLS Garage. Yes, sir. Anyway, transmission is ugly. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's the cleanest I could get it. I thought about shooting it with some of that silver paint. It'll be all right. It's under the car. You can't see it. I don't care. Also, I took the rubber boot out of the bell housing now whilst I could get to it easy, and that's the movement we got right there as far as clearance. Really wish I could find a straight one, but I can't. This will have to do. We'll just leave that boot off. Anyway, finally, guess what we're fixing to do? This right here is going right there. All right, here we go. Getting the old motor, the old car. I think I'm going to have to jack it up. Wait a minute. I gotta let it down firstly. We'll put a hole in the firewall. Tell you what, being able to tilt it with this plate, it's both handy and dandy. I thought we wanted to jack the front of the car up. No, it probably will once I get the motor in it. Well, yeah, we're hitting. What are we hitting? Hitting the bottom of the arm over. Let me jack it up and put it on some jack stands real quick like. Now let's stick her on in here. We're really close. Tell you what, let me go back just a little bit and then jack that transmission up. Let's see what that does. Ooh. Going down. I got to get a motor mount in place. Approximately right there. There it went right there. Oh yeah. All right, let me get the other side. All right, I reckon we need to get this motor mount on first, please. Then we can get that cross member up on there. All right, now, let me see if I can get this cross member in here. I wish I'd have welded them bolts into the frame. It would make this a little bit easier, lining them up. Well, I gotta go up with the jack. Doc got it. One of y'all grab that jack it up. Well, you sorry son of a gun. My jack is just in the way altogether. So, that little jack leaks down, so I ain't gonna leave it there. We'll just rearrange this right here. All right, let's try this again. See if we can get this cross member in here. All right, let me let that jack down. Wonder if I can do it from here. Maybe. Oh yeah, get out of here. Now let me get these motor mount bolts in. Oh, what was that? All right, let's get out of here. Well, if you don't think that right there is pretty, I mean, you can't be friends, so just get on out of here. Yes, sir. That looks pretty doggone good. Only thing I hate, I wish I'd have built that 327 and that's what was sitting there. I'm telling you, that motor wore out. But we'll get there eventually. Yes, sir. We got quite a bit done, you know, for about 2.5 hours work. Yes, sir. It's pretty good. I'm done for the night. My knee, well, it's in and out. I don't understand it. 30 minutes ago, I couldn't hardly walk, and then right now, it ain't hurting me a bit. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Anyway, tomorrow, if my knee will let me, we'll discuss what I'm going to do as far as lowering it. I'll show y'all all about that, and we'll get started on it. See y'all tomorrow. I'm just getting a shot of the side here before we drop her on the ground. Tis the next day again, by the way. Oh, yeah, my knee, it ain't no better. So we're going to do about like we did last night. Work a few hours and go in the house. That's about all I can do right now, fellas, till my knee, you know, gets better or whatever. I was just looking at the ground clearance, and it's got more ground clearance than dude. It's approaching the 4-wheel drive area of ground clearance. Yes, sir. It's way too much for a car. We're dropping her 4 inches, by the way, front and back. That ain't really enough. It needs 6, 8 inches, but right now we're just going to do 4. We'll come back later maybe, because it's, well, when I show y'all how I'm going to have to do this, it's getting a little iffy. But anyway, I want to do the back first. You know, I said we was going to start up here. Well, I got my lowering kit today, and well, I got to have jack stands up here and jack stands up here. I only got 2. The other 2, the Trans Am has been occupying for several years now. I got to get me some more. Anyway, we're going to start on the back firstly. So let me get her jacked up and get jack stands under it. Get the wheels off and go ahead and get them U-bolts out of the way. All right, let's get this wheel out of the way. I ought to get these wheels re-chromed and use them on some kind of a retro build one of these days. I might have to do that. It's got them knee action shocks back here in the back too. I'm sure they're not working, so I think I'm just going to take the linkage loose, get it out of the way, And then they put a regular old modern shock here. We'll probably cut that bracket off. Because I don't know why they wanted it hanging down that low. Take it off, get it out of the way. Then we'll get the U-bolts loose. So I ain't real sure what all I need. I may need the plasma cutter for this. Oh, it's bolted on. Okay. All right, well that makes that part easy. Let me see if I can't get this other shock loose real quick. Well, it don't really want to come apart. So let me see about taking this other end loose. Well, the whole thing's spinning, so that's good. Ta-da! Oh no, that shock ain't doing nothing. Y'all see that? I think it bolts right here. Let's just pull that whole shock off. Get it out of the way. Bartez. Let me grab his little feather, look at it real quick, Mac. Of course, I'm not going to throw it away, but she ain't doing nothing right now. No, sir. I'm probably going to have to cut these U-bolts, but let's just see if they'll come loose on their own. I got to get down on my knees. I sure hate to, but I got to. Where's my knee pad going to? I'm going to try out my Oriflex that one of y'all sent me. Oh yeah, I might lay down right here and go to sleep. I sure might. Well, I can't find my big breaker bar, so this one will have to do. Hopefully it'll break them loose. Oh yeah, look at here. I can probably use a ratchet on them. Let me try the others and see how they do. Yep. Well, let me get these undone and then I'll be back. The outside two nuts are coming off pretty easily, but the inside ones, well, they slipped, hit my head, made me angry, so we're going to cut them off. Ta-da! I think I'm just going to cut that shock off. Ta-da! Alright, I got to get up off my knees a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, we can go ahead and put that on. Let me get off my knee a little bit, and then I got to get, where'd that plate go? I got to get it all ready to go, get that goofy looking shock mount off. Then we'll put the block on over here and tighten her back down. Oh! MLS, he's here visiting. Yes, sir, he sure is. Let me show you what we got going on right here. For those who don't know, this right here, that's welded to the rear end. That's the axle tube. It sits on the spring right here. Well, it's supposed to have a hole in the bottom of it. You can't see it, but it'll have a hole in the bottom of it, and it sits on this pin right here. That keeps the rear end, you know, from trying to move back and forth. Well, this is what they did. Let me get down here where you can see it. This is what they did because this pin is too far forward. So they just welded a piece of 1/8 inch or something to that spring perch. And then let me see if I can get a shot of it. They drilled a hole. See that hole right there? And that hole locates it right there. That's all fine and dandly, but let me find my lowering block and I'll show you why this ain't gonna work for us. Here is the lowering block. It is 4 inches tall and it's made of aluminum and it is not solid. See, it's hollow. And there's the hole. It's gonna sit on that little pin sticking up out of the leaf spring. If we do just sit that down on that pin, and then the rear end is going to be centered here, well, it's going to push our rear end that way 2 or 3 inches, and we can't have that. It's got to be centered in the wheel well. If this was solid, I'd drill me another hole somewhere here probably, and then make me a pin sticking up here, and it'd be all right. But we can't do that. So let me go over here and show you what we're going to do. I just got under there and measured from the hole in that little piece of 1/8 inch metal, from there to the center of the axle tube. It's about 2.5 inches. So what we'll do, we'll measure from the pin in the leaf spring back 2.5 inches. We're going to drill us a hole, stick a bolt in there. We'll have to round the head of the bolt off to match the hole in the lowering block. We'll set that lowering block down on there. We'll be just fine and dandly. Here's the problem though. Spring steel, it's pretty hard. Yep. You can drill through it, but it's aggravating sometimes. But I've seen Daddy use a regular old high-speed drill bit. It took him a while, and he had to sharpen it a bunch, but he took a regular high-speed drill bit and drilled through spring steel. Here's what I'm going to do. Tomorrow, I'm going to run to Lowe's, and we're going to get some masonry bits. They're carbide tipped, and that'll be a lot better than the regular high-speed drill bit. I'm going to use a hand drill. A lot of pressure, go slow, put a lot of oil, coolant, lubricant on it. We should be able to get through it. I'm going to get several drill bits though, because, we got probably 1.5 to 2 inches to drill through. I think we do it though. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm probably done videoing for the night. I might go over there and tear that other side apart, get it ready. And I might put my master cylinders back on, bleed the brakes. But as far as videoing, probably done for the night. Tomorrow's Sunday. Sunday's a day of rest. That's what I plan on doing. I'll go to Lowe's and get some bits. And I'll see you on Monday. We'll drill some holes in there. I just want to show y'all this illustrious shock mount. I said I thought it was just bolted on underneath. No, sir. They welded it to this bottom plate. That's what the U-bolts go through. But just look at this. What they call a shock mount. What in the devil? Look at that weld. I could do better than that blindfolded. What in the world? Anyway, I think I'm probably just going to cut her off here and here. I ain't going to try to grind all that weld off. I just ain't going to do it. Anyway, I got this other side over here loose. I'm thinking, well, I'm going to, grind that god-awful mount off of there. That little piece of 1/8 inch that they welded to the spring perch, and we'll try to grind it off too tonight. Hopefully I can get all that done. Well, I'm about to go in the house. I'm done for the night, I do believe. Let me show you what I got done. I ground that little piece of metal off right there that they had, with a hole drilled in, welded to the spring perch. Then I had to grind the bottom of the spring perch because they welded all the way down the inside of that too. Then, I said I was going to cut these shock mounts off. Well, I got to thinking, we need shocks. So I decided to just go ahead and keep them. I welded them up a little bit better than they were, so maybe they'll do for now. I'll have to get some shocks. Also got my master cylinders mounted. I ain't bled them. The pedal feels pretty good, so I'm going to leave it for now. We'll see what it feels like. Also, I completely forgot to tighten my motor mount bolt, so I did that. Also, these body mount bolts I had took out, I think when I cut that cross member out, put them back in because I almost forgot them. Anyway, got a little bit done tonight, not a whole lot. Hopefully Monday, which is New Year's Day, we'll get at least these lowering blocks in this rear end. Fingers crossed anyway. Just got back from Lowe's. I got me 3 different types of masonry bits. I think we're going to try this one firstly. It says it's for natural stone and granite and ceramic and slate. I like the looks of the end of it. Let's use it firstly, see what it does. I have already tried a regular old high-speed steel bit. It drilled, but you got to put some pressure on it. So let's try this and just see what it does. Let's give her a little bit of lubrication before we start. Fingers crossed that this does pretty good and I can keep it straight. Well, it's cutting and we're going to be here a while, so when I get this done, I'll be back. It's like will take 2 hours to do one side. I don't know. I'll see y'all in a little while though. Well, it's been a few minutes. I'm not gonna lie to you. I finally broke through with this 1/4 inch high-speed steel. Still got to go through with a 3/8. This carbide tipped bit right here, it's junk. Well, it broke. The carbide tip broke. I tried to sharpen it, and it won't cut anymore. Here's the other one right here. It was doing good. I'd go about a 1/4 of the way through and then have to sharpen it. Well, now it's got to where it don't want to cut. So I reckon we're just gonna keep on doing the high-speed steel. It seems to be working pretty good. It runs slow, a lot of pressure, a lot of WD-40, and I got a 2x4 here as leverage. I'll show you. Let me set it up. I'll video a little bit of it. All right, let me see if I can get this 3/8 to get on down through there too. The 1/4 inch actually did pretty good. Here's my leverage. I got a 2x4, and tell you what, it makes it a lot easier than having to try to push down on it with your bare hands. Let's see what we can do right here. Well, we ain't doing nothing. I don't understand what's going on. But yeah, she's she's ate up pretty bad. Let me try this carbide one, see what it'll do. I don't understand that because that 1/4 inch just, I mean, zipped right through it. Kinda odd. I just heard it break. It is cutting though. Maybe we can get through it. Nope. Yep, she's broke. Yeah, right there on the edge, on that edge. Let me go sharpen it and this one here, see what we can do. I think the issue might be that I drilled the pilot hole with this and they don't like it on that old hard metal. So on that side over there, we're just gonna start with this 3/8 high speed. Let's see if that don't take care of it. Yeah, it dulls that just immediately. Sure does. I ain't real sure what we're gonna do. This is not working out good. How much more do we have to go? We're approximately right there. We ain't got a whole lot more to go. Let me just keep sharpening this. Maybe we can get through it. Ta-da! We finally made it through it. Let's see which one is long enough. Well, interesting. It's right there at the bottom, it won't go through. Now I'll never get it back out, probably. I don't understand that at all. Huh. Watch, it'll pop right out. Well, somebody tell me what's going on right there. Apparently them drill bits have gotten wore out and they ain't 3/8 diameter anymore. Well, I can't get that out. So that's good. I'll be back in a little bit. Yep, I think this was happened. All right, let's see what it does now. Okay, let me go get a good bolt because I burnt that one. Will it fit? Oh yeah, look at there. I'm gonna go to the other side over there and do the same thing. I'll probably be back in a couple hours. Well, I got my last concrete bit here. I couldn't get the regular high-speed drills to start the hole. So I got my last concrete bit out to just get the hole started. Well, the son of a gun is just drilling right on through it. It's a Bosch brand, so when we get done here, we'll look at the package and we'll have to remember that in case we ever need to do this again. It took this goofy one to get through, but I bet the hole ain't big enough, so let me sharpen this high-speed steel when I run it through there real quick. Well, let me get a bolt, see if it'll fit in there. Does the bolt fit the hole? Yes, sir, it do. That's wonderful. I'm gonna go in the house for a minute. I gotta take some ibuprofen because this left knee right here on the inside, ooh, she's on fire. I'm gonna rest a little bit. We're gonna come back out here. We're gonna put this rear end back together. Well, I'm very glad to get that done finally. That took forever, it sure did. This is the drill bit that did this side over here pretty goodly. It went probably 3/4 of the way through. I had to sharpen it once or twice, but the reason it quit cutting is, I don't know if y'all can see that or not. You know, they got a tip that is soldered, brazed, whatever, on the end of this drill bit. Well, I sharpened it so much till I got down into the solder, and it won't let me get a good cutting edge. That's why it quit cutting. But here's what it is. Bosch IMC 12. This is a 3/8. Pretty good. Yes, sir, pretty good. Now we know what to use when we need to drill holes in the, what are they, leaf springs? Anyway, now we got the holes drilled. This bolt is going to fit down in the hole. It's going to have a nut on the bottom. The head of it is going to be the pin that sticks in this lowering block, this hole right here. Well, if you see, it's too big. So what we're going to do, we'll put it in this drill, go over here to the grinder. We're going to grind that head down round until it fits in that hole. Nope. Nope. Ow. Almost. Oh yeah. Let me do the other real quick. Now that we got that head of that bolt fitting, this pin has got to fit in this hole on this spring pad. Well, it's too big. It's 9/16. I ain't got a 9/16 drill bit over here. So I'm gonna take the old carbide burr. We're gonna wire that hole out and we're gonna make that pin fit. Does it fit? No, sir. Let me get a different burr. This in here is, I don't know what you call it. It's rounded off on the end, and that's pretty shallow. So let me get a different burr. I'll be right back. All right, let's try this again with this smaller carbide burr. Does it fit? Yeah, but it's too long. We're going to grind some off the top of it. Yeah, it fits. All right, let me go do that real quick. Well, no, they're all pretty good. That should be good enough. Let's see. Well, no, not really. Well, that spring perch is not flat. So, I don't know how this is going to act. But we're fixing to put it together, I guess, and let's just see how it does. Roll over, little buddy. Oh, yeah. Now, if you notice, this is wider than the springs. Well, these are 2.5. This is a universal. It's standard 2.5 inch spring. Well, these are 1 3/4 wide. Nobody makes springs that narrow, or makes lower blocks that narrow. I got to tighten that up, by the way. So these will work though, because Well, my U-bolts will fit over it, and the plate on the bottom, it's wide enough, so it'll work. Let me tighten this bolt up. I'm glad I felt to that. All right, let me put this up here, and then I gotta pick this rear end up on here, just like this right here. Then we're done over here till I get that side over there ready. I can pick it up, put it on the block, then we'll put our U-bolts on and tighten it up. Oh yeah! Approximately right there. Let me go over yonder, get that and put on. Oh yeah! All right, that didn't work. I guess we'll put this on. Then we'll go back over there. How about that? I decided to put a ratchet strap over there, so maybe it won't fall. Then we can get this side back on up here. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Let's see. We might have one more issue to overcome. Let me get this strap-a-lapa out of the way. Firstly, now the bolt that we put on there, it's got to go through this hole. The nut does. So let me get down here and see if that hole there's big enough, or we're gonna have to water it out too. It ain't quite big enough, so let me go do that. I'll be back in a little bit. All right, I got the hole watered out. So let's see if we can get some of these here U-bolts on this rear end. Get this tightened down. Oh, my knee. All right, that's good enough for now. I'll have to hit them with a ratchet. Let me go over to the other side and get that all tightened up. Well, I just realized this old goofy shock mount, it's on the wrong side. I got the wrong plate. This one goes over there. This one, it goes right here. Let me pull this back off. Other side is done. It's all tightened up. I'm just tightening this one up. As soon as I get this done, we'll put the wheels on. We will drop her down, see what she looks like. But I think I nicked that hose, that brake hose over there with something, because it's got a pretty good cut, so we'll have to change that out. I don't remember what I used, so I'll have to go back and look at that video, see what that hose fits. Anyway, let me get this done. To see how low we have gone. Here we go. Ta-da! Well, we dropped her quite a bit. I can tell a huge difference. You can tell even more when we get the front end dropped. But I done looked underneath, and well, let me show you real quick. Like, see them shock mounts? That's about, oh, not quite an inch and a half of clearance. Them little fellers, they got to go. Yep, we're gonna have to redo the shock mounts. So I don't know. We'll do that next week, because I think we're about done. I'm about tuckered out. I sure am. I believe that's what they call the Carolina squat on four-wheel drive trucks. Anyway, I guess this would be considered a gasser look on these old cars. I don't know. I believe she's gonna look pretty doggone good once we get the front end lowered. It ain't happening this week, fellers. I'm telling you, I'm plumb tuckered out. I know y'all are probably tired of hearing about my knee, but it hinders me a lot, especially this week. It's getting pretty doggone bad. Hopefully, I can nurse it back to health and get a little bit better. I think I'm gonna take tomorrow off. Sure am. Anyway, I'll be glad when we get the front end lowered. Maybe get some fenders on it next week. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, I appreciate y'all watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you don't mind, hit that like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends. And until next time, go do something. Blur, blur.